with gospel artists all over the world, some backstabbing each other, some just not getting along, some singing whatever they want to sing that doesn't have anything to do with God. Listen, we are so ecstatic that we have one that can say we are proud of. We have the amazing Christina Bell on the Today Is Your Day show, and we are so excited that she will grace us with her presence on this show. I want to welcome you to the Today Is Your Day show. I'm your host, Jonathan Davis. This is Wednesday, March 13th, and you've made it. You have made it to this big day of this show. Listen, I speak blessings over you, and I pray that all is well in your life. All is going well in your finances, in your health. Listen, this is the year of open door and the open mouth. So listen, open your mouth and speak those blessings over yourself because you will see it. I promise you, you will. I don't know about you, but I'm excited on the Today Is Your Day show. Again, I want to welcome you to the Today Is Your Day show here on this wonderful Wednesday. Listen, click, share, tell your whole family, text them, call them all and say, hey, we got Christina Bell on the Today Is Your Day show tonight, and we don't want you to miss it. Now, before we bring her up so she can share how wonderful she is and all the great things she has going on, let's find out what our announcements are for the Today Is Your Day show. We want to thank and acknowledge our sponsors and partners for the Today Is Your Day show, starting with the YouTube channel, The Proclamation 101. I want you to make sure that you check them out every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to the YouTube channel, look up The Proclamation 101, click subscribe and the bell so you don't miss it. Another sponsor is the Young People Nation podcast with the Perrys. They are talking about things that we need to discuss with our young people and what our young people are going through. This is something you don't want to miss every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on podcast stations. Listen, you can also catch them on YouTube. They have a YouTube and a podcast, so there's no excuse that you can't catch what they have going on and getting that conversation that you need to hear. You want your life, business, or organization and ministry to go to the next level, you need to hit up Davis Consultants. They do branding, life coaching, CEO mentorship, executive coaching, business coaching, and ministry consulting. Listen, you need to hit them up at www.davisconsultantsgroup.com. Take your life, your ministry, your business, and organization to the next level. You don't want to miss out on this in 2024. We want to thank our partners, A Word and a Song. You can catch them every third Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Montre Roberts Facebook page. Again, that's every third Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Montre Roberts Facebook page. I'm so excited to tell you all about my new book. It's called I'm So Grateful, My Weekly Time of Gratitude. It's in Amazon right now, so you all can go to Amazon and find this book. It's going to be an amazing time for you. It's a gratitude journal that goes with you throughout the whole year. I know a lot of times we think about the things in our lives and don't understand that there's so many good things that are actually happening. And this journal will help guide you along that path. It gives you prompts to answer questions about things that you should be grateful for, those things that have maybe happened in that week or that day. Listen, this is the book that you want for this year. I'm So Grateful, My Weekly Time of Gratitude. Go to Amazon, check it out, get it for your whole family. I'm telling you, it's going to be a blessing to you and your life. Again, it's called I'm So Grateful, my weekly time of gratitude by Jonathan Davis. I promise you, it's going to bless you. Hello, it's your favorite life and business coach, Jonathan Davis. So I've been asking everyone this question that I've been led to ask, and now I'm asking you. What is it that you are believing for your life? Okay, you have that answer? Now, the real question is, what are you doing in your life to make sure that those things that you're believing for are actually going to come to pass? A lot of times we have this belief that these things that we're actually hoping to happen in our life will happen, but we're doing nothing to get it to the finish line, nothing to make it actually happen, because we're not actually believing, because we're not doing the work, we're actually just hoping for it. So I'm asking you today to take some time and really look at your life and think about those things that you're believing for, and to make sure that you do the work to make sure that it happens. Remember, today is your day.
I'm Eugene Perry
I'm Donna Perry, and we're the host
of Young People Nation
podcast.
We know that mental health is way too stigmatized. Young people are hurting. They are in dark places, just wanting to feel heard.
That's why we're bringing no judgment conversations with the guests who have been there, done that, and want to share their experiences in an environment with transparency, healing, and safety.
So tune in and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And just remember,
there's always hope.
There is always hope, and I hope that you have your popcorn ready, because we are about to enjoy talking to and having a wonderful conversation with the amazing Christina Bell. Let's bring her up on the stage. Welcome to the Today is Your Day show.
Hello, thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
I'm excited you are. Listen, I if you don't know, I have been I was a reporter and fill-in anchor for NBC many years, and I interviewed stars all the time. But for some reason, today I have been so anxious and nervous to interview you. What's it about? I don't know what it's about, but I'm excited.
Oh,
This energy to just enjoy, And I thank you for being here. Let the audience know, like, all that you have going on right now.
absolutely. Right now, I am the praise and worship leader or one of the praise and worship leaders at OCC, which is One Community Church here in Dallas. We have a million locations. I was about to try to count them, but yeah, we have like several locations, and I am actually on my health journey. For those of you that don't know, I decided to have weight loss surgery last January, and it was gastric bypass, and I've lost 167 pounds. Since last year, and I'm working on music. I completed another film. I'm doing a lot. I don't have a date or anything like that for the film just yet, but as soon as I do, it'll be posted all over social media. But I'm definitely working. I'm doing things and just enjoying being a mom, and just really kind of honing into my craft and getting into some different things, and just really excited about all of the things that God is allowing me to do, and just walk in.
That is amazing. And I definitely want to let you know that people are in the chats are excited. People have been hitting me up all day, excited to hear about Miss Christina Bell. Tell me, so let's start all the way at the beginning. Every gospel artist is asked this question, like, where did it all start with you? Like, all the singing. I mean, have you always sang?
Absolutely. I've been told that I came out of the womb singing, but uh, but yes, absolutely. Since I can remember, and standing on the organ at my church in Shreveport. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, and just standing on the organ, one of my first solos, and singing and having my eyes closed, and then I'm opening up my eyes and I see so many people just shouting and excited about God. And that was my first experience, really, experiencing such a joy in church with me singing. You know what I'm saying? I'd seen it with other people, my mom singing, and my grandmother, and everybody just really, really being excited about God and all of the wonderful things that he does. But then for I think I was about 6 years old, for a 6-year-old to stand on the organ seat and sing a song that honestly I don't even think that I could have it resonate with me, but I sang it so well that people really kind of thought about all of the goodness of God and all that he'd done. And I had been singing ever since. So it wouldn't stop. I couldn't hold it back. And I'm here now. Still
Right.
the same thing I've always loved doing and enjoyed it.
Before I ask another question, I just want people to know. So I met, I think, when did I meet you? I think it was in either October or September of last year. Or was it November? I'm trying to remember, but
No idea. I have slept since then.
that's okay. I got you. So I went to one of their campuses and the church that she does, one community church, and I went there to minister. And I remember I just finished practicing and I was standing on the stage, and then she came around the stage and I'm standing there like,
I'm so done.
so no one told me that she was here. And so I tell her,
Cut the show. Today is not the day, okay?
I said, you're here. Starstruck. I'm sitting there like,
Oh
what?
my God.
What? Acting like big stars don't live in Dallas. So in my mind, I'm thinking they got to go to church somewhere. So
I mean, somewhere.
right. So I'm sitting there like, you're here? And she responds, yeah, real casual, like, yeah, I'm here. And I'm like,
Because I didn't understand. Like,
yes.
should I not be here?
Right.
Yeah, because you were dancing that so you were at the location that I actually lead worship at. Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so you were like just casual, nice to me, but casual, like, yeah, I'm here. I'm like, okay. And I'm still like,
Because it caught. Let me just say this. It kind of caught me off guard, if I'm being honest with you, because I'm just used to everybody. I'm used to everybody just going on about their way or whatever, and it caught me off guard because I was like, "Am I not supposed to be here?" Because I was like, "Is the schedule wrong?" I really did think there was something going on, and so when I went to the back, I was like, "Y'all, it is my Sunday to sing, right?" And they were like, "Yeah, you were at rehearsal," and I was like, "Okay, cool. But the great thing about this though is at the end of service, before I left, you wanted to pray with me, and it was it was refreshing, because a lot of people don't do that. Everybody is kind of like in their own ministry moments, and the ministry must go forward, and sometimes it takes another individual that's ministering to actually kind of um I don't want to say humble, but kind of have you to sit down and receive. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
like that was that moment for me. So thank you. I appreciate that.
I was honored that you let me do so. I promise you once let me get back to so I get off stage and I asked the people, do y'all know who that is? Like, they're like, yeah, like we see her every Sunday. And I'm like, y'all, this is I have a star to this. Okay. So I'm having my starstruck moment. Okay, Christina.
Lord have mercy.
And I'm like, y'all, I'm telling everybody down there, like, y'all know who that is, right? I'm texting people like, y'all. And so we go through praise and worship, we go through the service, and I just had such a burden to pray with you.
Yeah.
I did. And I was like, I cannot leave until I do so. And what I was just honored that you were just like, yeah. Because I went and I was like, would you please allow me
Yeah, because I was like, why is he doing it like that? Like
again, I just
like,
got on the stage and a star that I just saw on television come from behind the stage and was like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "What?" So
It
we
was
all
great.
like she just hang out all the time. And so yes, I was definitely honored. Very honored. I think you're my first star because I have not. I'm here almost 2 years now, but I had not seen a star here, and so
Oh
seeing
wow!
you walk
And you
across that
keep
around that stage.
saying that. Stop.
Listen, we understand you humble. Let me praise you. Let me hype you up, okay? And so I was just honored. And then you sing and praise and worship. Now I had only seen you on television. I mean, the movies, and I saw, and everyone's, sharing all your stuff and how you can sing to the raptures, and how you were just so amazing. And then again, for you to come around the curtain and be like, "Hey, good morning." I'm like, what? Let me look at this phone. So, and then I was like, I am not leaving until I get a picture with her. I am not leaving. And I was like, how am I going to do it? I promise you, when I was around you, I had my camera already open. And I was just like, well, maybe I can be like, is she walking by? I'd be like, hey. So I'm telling you, I was just crunk. I was so crunk and excited. But, okay, so all right, so we got you singing on the organ, but how did we get to the stardom? Like, so have you been like doing gospel music since you were a child? Like, are you in a family of gospel artists? Like, how we get here?
So I'm not in a family of gospel artists. My entire family does sing though.
Mm,
And my uncle actually is the person that help me to evolve and get to where I am today. He helped me to learn my creativity, my craft, and so he worked with me a lot. Even though my uncle didn't live in Shreveport anymore, he had moved to California, I believe, at that time. And every time he would come home, he would be like, Christina, come here, come sing these notes with me, and we would just sit down on the floor or wherever. And he would just drill me and, do this, do that, do this, do that. And it just stuck with me. And I was like, I want to be like my uncle when I grow up. I didn't know what my uncle did. I didn't know he was in the Navy. I just knew he could sing. And I was like, man, he is incredible. And so I just continued, working on my craft as I got older. Myself, my sister, and our friends, because we loved harmonizing together. We grew up together in the same church. And after we didn't have anything else to do after church or choir rehearsal or something like that, we would just get together and just harmonize with each other. And there was no right or wrong. Nobody was judging anybody. We just enjoyed what we did. And so from there on up, we became a group, Zael.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so once we became a group, we really started fashioning ourselves after different groups. But then everybody was like, nah, y'all have y'all's own sound. Like you need to, hone in on that. And so we continued evolving, we continued studying and working together. We rehearsed. It was not a week that went by that we did not rehearse. And we just enjoyed doing it. And until it became, business. But we still love to do it, even after it became, the business side of it. We still enjoyed ministering, we still enjoyed working together and praising God together and worshiping together. So it just became the thing that we did, and we became artists along the way. So it's kind of like, I think I was in the 8th grade once I became an artist. Yeah.
Wow. Eighth
Yeah.
grade.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
So you've been
Absolutely.
a star forever. I love it. So how did that? We go through life. We're human. We have trials, tribulations. We have things coming at us. Like, how did we stay true to our faith in doing this?
My mom. Um, I have to make sure that my mom and my grandmother, I have to make sure that I bring them in on this, because they really spoke a lot of life into me and taught me, and my sister as well. But for me personally, they taught me what it means to actually honor God
Mhm.
and to sit yourself down. So all along, my mom has been praying for me. My grandmother has passed, but she was still one of my biggest cheerleaders, and I love my grandmother. Very, very close knit family. My mom and I are still the same way, still praying together, still making sure that we do check-ins and stuff, and making sure that my faith does not waver because it has before. We all go through, or some of us go through moments where it's like, this is gruesome. This is a lot, because people expect certain things from you as a gospel artist. And I'm a preacher's kid. And so they expect you to be a certain way, not necessarily to live a certain way, and there's a difference, I believe, but they expect for you to be a certain way in the public, you know what I'm saying? And so it has been rough, but along the way you learn things, and you try to make sure that you stay in your word and maintain your faith in God, and really consult with him, and ask him, because it says, to seek him, so
Mhm.
that you in all things know what it is that you're supposed to be doing in life. So yeah.
Let's go back to that part on, you talked about, it's the difference in living it and being.
Mhm.
Expound on that for me.
So in our culture,
Huh? Yeah,
uh,
yeah. I hear
we
you.
we don't necessarily, a lot of us, I'll say that a lot of us don't necessarily um, check on our brothers and sisters to make sure that they are, or we are living a life that is pleasing to God. We're more so you doing what you're supposed to do, like you playing the game, right? Instead of, are you in your word? Are you praying? Are you fasting? Are you consulting with God? Are you, even talking to your pastor about, different life changes, and your first lady, and are you really focused on making sure that your life lines up with the will of God? And we just tend to kind of be like, ah, man, such and such is blowing up. That's good, because God is really blessing. But are you really saying that God is really blessing, or are you saying that that person is just really grinding? You know what I'm saying? Like, do they really have a relationship with God? And that's where I want to be. That's where I am now. It took a tragic situation to happen, but I did get there because um, God wants me to be able to minister effectively. And that's one of the things that I talk to the praise team about, ministering effectively without the crazy distractions and stuff, and what's going on at home. Like, once you are outside, you have to make sure that you're ministering effectively. So that also brings in home life. Like, are you actually allowing God to minister to you on your downtime? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a relationship with God? And I think that we kind of lose sight of that because we're kind of like, okay, well, they doing what they're supposed to do in the street, but do they really have that relationship at home? So that's what I mean. Yeah.
Has there ever been a time in your career where you said, you know what, God, I don't know, this is not what I thought it was. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah. Um, there have been several times, and those are the times where it's most scary. Um, there was a time during my divorce. There have been several times as I'm a single mom. Um, there have just been times in different relationships, and it makes you question certain things. Like, God, I know that I'm doing what you asked me to do or what you told me to do, but am I dropping the ball somewhere? Like, is that the reason why certain things aren't working out? Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And so that's when it makes you question what you're actually doing. Like, are you doing this, and is God really pleased with you? Because it gets confusing, honestly. It's like, so why am I going through all of this stuff or whatever? But the God didn't say that our days are all going to be peachy keen. Like,
Mm.
he's like, you're going to have trouble. Like, do we forget that part of the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're
Yes,
going
absolutely.
to have trouble in your life. And so that's the part where you have to remember, that's where God gets glory
Hmm.
from your life. So you have to be able to even put yourself on that altar to be sacrificed. And that's one of the fortunate, I'm going to say, fortunate parts of being a Christian, because you get the opportunity to allow God to use you the way that you're supposed to be used.
Was it difficult, even at a young age, being that you were a celebrity? I mean, being not showcased, but now that I am in the public eye, seen differently, I have to do things differently. You were eighth grade all the way up. So do you feel like that took away some of kid life?
If I'm honest with you, for me, it didn't. Simply because the group that I was in, our parents kept us in a bubble pretty much. And so they, held us close. And it wasn't until being an adult and I'm making my own decisions was when things kind of started hitting heavy for me. When I was a kid, it was more so, I'm having fun. We're making money. So this is cool. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it didn't happen overnight, but I was still like high school, like, making, a couple of $100, and, we thinking that we rich, you know what I'm saying? And then the people in the city know who you are and all of this stuff. But once I became an adult and I'm like making decisions for myself and all of this stuff, that's when life started lifing, and I started kind of certain things I would question. But as I was getting really, really deep into the industry, that's when I feel like a lot of stuff I started questioning, and it got harder and harder and harder as my seasons went on.
In that, it's so, in knowing other gospel artists and talking with them, it's like y'all just don't know. This is what they're saying. Like, you all just don't know. It's like the person y'all see on stage is not the people that we see backstage. It's not really the life that they're living. And did you ever see that and say, you know what? One, I see that person totally different now. Not sitting in a judgmental seat, but now eyes are open, scales are removed. But more so like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm a different artist than those that I see.
Yeah. I mean, I've always and will always continue being me. And of course I think everybody has bad days. You run up on somebody and they're like, so everybody has bad days,
We
right?
are human, right?
But I think that sometimes people make that an excuse, and you have to be careful with that, because you know what you signed up for, honestly. And we were taught that by our parents. You know what you signed up for as you got older. You knew what you signed up for. But it does make you say, let me make sure I put some extra measure on this. Let me make sure I pray to God tonight, or, whenever, to make sure that I stay low, so that it's not coming off as I'm being bougie or something like that. Now, there are certain instances where people will see you backstage and they'll test your thug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you have to have some people around you that don't mind, going with them. But you, as the artist, have to remain the sweet person that you're supposed to be, but sometimes you might catch me on that day, and don't test my thug. Yeah.
I love it. Being honest, being real, I love it, because listen, we all have those days. It's like, you know what? It won't be smart for you to talk to me crazy today.
That part, because people do try to test you. They try to, or even if they're not trying to test you, but the enemy does try to make you come off of who you are supposed to be. And you have to check yourself in those moments, but you also have to have people around you that you can actually talk to and talk through those types of situations through that with. And just learn who you are, so that you're not doing that constantly to people. You still have to remain the child of God that you are, but it doesn't mean that to let people run over you.
Definitely not. There's nowhere in the Bible it says, hey, thou shalt let those run over me.
Yeah.
Let's turn the other cheek, but didn't say what I could do with my hands. No, I'm joking, but
I'm done with the interview again. Let's cut.
so how long did you all stay together? How long was the group together?
Oh my gosh, it was years. Like what was it? 18 years, 19 years. It was something. It was a long time. It was a very long time because it didn't even include the years before we got into the industry. This was just, you know, we created that together. God spoke to me at a very young age and told me, "Hey, this is what is going to be. This is what you need," and I ran with it. Now, as far as the name of the group, I was coming up with some stupid names, child. I was like,
Like what?
maybe we can be called Rainbow. Like, it's just, I literally was just coming up with stupid stuff. And then they were like, we going to a family reunion. And so when we come back, hopefully we'll have a name. And Afton and Andrea went to Afton's family reunion in California, and they saw a name on a building or something like that, or a billboard. And it was called Zael. And her mom is a librarian, or was a librarian at the time, and she looked it up, and the meaning of it was oh shucks, I forgot the name of the meaning of it, but it was German, and it was something about Christ. And so yeah, we stuck with us, and we loved it. And even though people didn't know how to pronounce it, we was like, yep, that's who we are.
That's us. That's us.
Zara Java. I'm like, what is that? Now you don't see all those letters in there. Stop that. It was 4 letters. Come on.
And so what made you, how long have you been branched off from them?
Oh my goodness. Has it been 6 or 7 years, I believe? I think 6 or 7 years, 7, 8 years, something like that.
Hmm.
It's been quite a few years. Yeah.
Do you all ever do anything? Is there like a reunion coming up, a concert?
No.
Okay.
All right. We are done. But to God be the glory. We got the opportunity. 2 of us got the opportunity to come together and talk some things through, and we allowed God to help us through some misunderstandings. As a matter of fact, it's been a few weeks ago now.
Wow.
And you know, restoration is a real thing.
It is.
And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm just in a different place in my life, holding on to stuff that does not help you, but it hurts you in the long run. I mean, I don't want to die with that stuff on me. So, I had to make the right decision to not get over, because a lot of Black people like to say, you just need to get over it. It's not a matter of getting over something. It's more so, how do I live with these instances and these situations so that I can move forward, and love people from the right place instead of faking when I'm on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we got the opportunity to get some restoration going and love on each other again and apologize to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really important, and it was a beautiful thing. Some tears were shed from my end because I'm a crybaby, and but we fixed it. We fixed it, and we're good. Yeah.
All right. So okay. So no reunion. We got restoration. That's great. And so we become a solo artist,
Mm-hmm.
and we are all over the world letting people know how amazing we are. Like, I mean, what was that like? I mean, now that you are by yourself, with that.
This has been a tricky part, because you go from being in a very well-known group to now being by yourself. And it's been scary. But I got the opportunity to learn different things over time, learning how to travel by myself, learning how to answer for myself, learning how to get them checks by myself.
Come on.
And learning how to just be okay with being by myself sometimes, and it's actually taught me how to have peace and not depend on other people. Cause like it was at one point where I was looking to my left and my right, and to have that strength
Mhm.
that I had always depended on. And then I no longer had it. No matter how difficult a situation is for you to get out of, it's like, still, these are my sisters, no matter how much, turmoil or anything like that you face. But then you have to do this by yourself.
Mhm.
And it's almost kind of like you're left alone. But then time heals a lot, and I was able to come to the realization that God has me, and he had carried me all along. It wasn't my sisters, they were there, but it wasn't them. It was really, really God. And so he was like, I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing, but now you have to really, really pay attention to me. Now that you don't have anybody else in the way, it's me and you. Like, what is it that you're going to do now? And so I had to pay attention and say, I'm going to have to start really talking to God about all of the things that I faced by myself. And it was scary. But now I'm in a place where I'm like, this is cool. This is really, really cool. I get to just, be. Yeah.
So we become a solo artist, and then we end up on the movie screen. Like, how do we transition to this? Tell us about that.
I have always acted, church plays, all of that stuff, but I had never been on the big screen. But my mom had always been like, "You need to be an actor because you can just cry at the drop of a dime." Now that was when I was younger, so don't nobody get no ideas. Be like, "She up there faking, she not really crying." No, I'm really I'm in touch with my emotions for sure, for
I
sure.
love it.
But being in a film is way different because it's like you got to turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off, and so my management was like, "Yeah, we think that you should go out for this role." And I didn't have the faith in myself that I would be able to get the role. And so I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure everybody is definitely going out for this role." So I go out for the role, and I called my management after I sent in after they sent in the audition tape, and I said, "If I don't get it, I'm gonna kill both of y'all." And so they were like, "No, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it." And crazy thing is, they missed they missed the audition tape, and so the casting director, I'm sorry, missed the audition tape, and so my management sent it back in, and she called within like less than 12 hours, I want to say. And she was screaming. She was like, "She's Twinkie. She is Twinkie. Can she be in Canada in 2 weeks?" Yeah. I don't care what I'm doing.
I'm packing my bag.
2 weeks, absolutely. So that's how it literally happened, just like that. And it was crazy because I had just moved to Dallas the year before, or a few months before. I was going on tour with Fred Hammond, Donnie McClurkin, John P. Key, and it was like all of these doors are just opening. And so then when I get back home, I go back to work for Lyft. Crazy, right? Get a phone call. They're like, "Hey, can you make it to Canada?" Absolutely. Lyft who? Nope. I'm not
Right.
lifting anybody else. I'm going to Canada. So it was great. It was great. And that's how I got my start in film. So but I've been acting um all my life, I'll say. Yeah.
Is that was your only movie? But have we seen you in shows before?
No, no. Like I said, I've only been in productions like on stage and that kind of thing. But once the film did so well and everybody was like, "You're so great," I got signed to an agency
Wow.
out of California, one of the biggest agencies out of California, still working together, and it's just been amazing. It's been incredible, and you just never know what God is up to. Like, allow him to take control of your whole everything. Like I said earlier, the Bible tells us to seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all of these things, all of the things that you've been asking God for, if it lines up with his will, it's going to happen. It's going to come to pass.
Okay, so we're not going to really generalize that. I've done a movie, and my first movie, I was a lead role. I mean, we just can't act like,
Come
oh,
on.
yeah, okay. So let's go back to that. And so tell us how that was. I mean, we haven't been in movies. You have, so we want to hear about how that process and how going to rehearsals and recording. Like, tell us about that.
The record. Well, thank you for bringing that up. The recording actually started happening first, so we got all of the music and stuff done before the filming of the movie. So when we got there, we got a chance to connect with each other and build a family actually first. Once that was done, they were like, "All right, studio time, let's go." And so we go into the studio. We're working with the most amazing producer, the one and only Donald Lawrence. And because he knows the Clark sisters so very well, he had us literally sounding like the Clark sisters. So he was like, "Yeah, so do a playback." And we're sitting there listening, Kiara included, right? We're sitting there listening, and we were like, "So you gonna play us or what?" That is y'all. Huh? Sounds like them, like, and he knew what to do to get the sound that he needed out of us so that we can sound like the younger versions of the Clark sisters. He knew how we needed to formulate our mouths and all of the things, and it just came together. It was beautiful. And from there, we did our table read, and we actually connected with all of the sisters. We all connected and went out to eat with each other almost nightly. Everybody was cooking for each other and all of that stuff.
Really?
And we wanted it to be an actual bond between us as the sisters. And we think that it came out really, really great because we actually had and have a great connection with one another. So it needed to have been done like that. And once we started filming, it came off like it was just so natural. The only thing was we just needed to make sure that we had our lines down, and we studied all of the time because it was huge. It was big. And we didn't want to make the Clark sisters fans upset with us because we didn't want, crazy people coming up, you know.
Right.
So it was huge, and it was nerve-wracking. I even questioned myself quite a few times the first week because I didn't know if I was doing anything right. They were like, "If you're not doing it right, we would have said something." And yeah, so I got my acting coach and all of that good stuff, and I wanted to make sure that it came like Twinkie came off as Twinkie, and I guess I did so well. Everybody keeps calling me Twinkie, so I'm like, all right. My name's Christina, but all right. That's enough now.
I gotcha. So I mean, how was it? Did you have to like? I know you all said y'all hung out. So I mean, like watching her, was that you watching how she sits? You watching how she holds her hand? I mean, like,
Absolutely. Yeah, it was. I had to study. I had to study to make sure that what I was doing mimicked her. I didn't want to be just like acting, you know what I'm saying? Like because this is a real person. So it's
right.
not like you go into a different film and somebody came up with a character.
Hmm.
No, this is an actual person. So I even called Kiera one day and I was like, "Hey, tomorrow when we go down, can you show me how your aunt chews gum?" And she was like, "Chew gum?" I said, "Yeah, because I want to really get into the role." And she was like, "Okay." But we didn't even get to that. But it was like I really, really wanted to make sure that whatever it is that I presented on film, that's something that Twinkie would do. So even like me sitting on the organ and how she would, be on the organ still to this day, I wanted to make sure that I mimicked it so that it didn't come off like I'm just somebody that came in to act. Like I actually studied, and I made sure to pay attention, like really, really close attention to certain notes that she would sing, and how she would slightly hold her head in certain instances, and what she would probably do. Like they already had me the script, but how she would actually say these words, you know what I'm saying? So it mattered to me how I transferred on film.
And none of y'all knew each other prior.
No, not personally. We, knew of each other, but not a connection. Yeah.
Do you all still stay connected to the
Yeah,
church?
from time to time, for sure, for sure. We're still like, we still got each other's contact information. From time to time we check in, babies and family and all this stuff, whatever, congratulatory messages and stuff like that. We're not like best friends or anything like that, but we definitely still check in with each other. I love you from time to time, and great job on whatever your project is, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
How long was that process?
We took about 2.5 months, I think it was.
And
If
did
I'm
that
not,
whole movie?
yeah, and it may have been less
Wow,
than 2.5 months, but I do believe it was about 2.5 months. It was no longer than 2.5 months for sure.
that
Yeah.
was quick.
Yeah, it was too cold to be out there.
Hold on, where were y'all? Where was this?
We filmed in Canada.
Oh, you did say. Oh, wow, wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
we filmed in Canada because it was negative. Some days it would be -8, -15, like so much so to where you can't breathe. So you always had to have something on your face. Yeah, we had to. They was like, it's time to go.
Yes, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that one out the way. Now we are working on another film.
Yes. Well, actually, the film is done. The film.
Okay, come
Yes.
on, tell us.
That one I can't really expound on because I don't have too much information about it. Just know that I'm Lord Jesus, I get hemmed up in this one. Lord,
What?
get hemmed up. I get hemmed up. But to God be the glory. Because that would not happen in real life. Okay.
Look at that.
But it's a really, really great film. And it's about love and marriage and the lack thereof. And finding true love afterwards. But it's a really, really good film. Even faith plays a huge role in it, and got some really, really great actresses and actors in it. I'm not going to reveal too much because it's some amazing people that's in it.
Including yourself.
Yes,
Including
thank you.
yeah, I love that. So do you know when it will be coming out or?
I don't just yet, but as soon as I find out, I will be making sure that I get all of that information, even to you, and posting it also on my social media platforms and on my website. Yeah,
Awesome. Okay.
yeah.
Well, one thing we know you can talk about is this new single. Tell us about it.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Came out with a brand new single. I'm super duper excited about it. I didn't write it, I didn't pen it, but Zeke Listenby, he penned it, and it's called Still Holding On. I connected with this song in a very, very real way. It's kind of like the first verse. First verse comes in with there are some days when the dark clouds rain with pain, but yet and still I'm holding on. And to me, it just shouted through all of my traumatic experiences and confused seasons, when I felt like giving up some days, but I didn't because God had his hand on me. And even for the sound, like I wanted that theme to resonate with people from back home, because you get like it's like a bluesy sound to it, and it reminds me so much of the church that I grew up in, kind of country backwoods type thing, and I wanted to introduce other people to that side of Christina Bell, so and hopefully my growing audience gives me the opportunity to kind of hone in on that sound. It's not a new sound for me because it's more so it's traditional, but I want people to be able to hear what I really, really, truly love as far as like the sound of this particular single, because it screams Christina Bell for sure. Yeah.
That is amazing. How long was that project? How long did it take for that one?
I actually knock my music out like really, really quickly. I do all of my leads in my bedroom. I do all of my leads in my bedroom, on the side of the bed, on the floor. It doesn't matter. Like I get wherever, so that I can be creative. I make sure that sometimes I just don't want anybody around because I feel most comfortable being able to get off my chest what I really need to say. And so that was the same thing. I want to be able to be in a position where I don't feel restricted. So yeah, yeah. And
That's
the
awesome.
full project is actually done. It's going to be coming out really soon. I don't have a date for that just yet, but hopefully it'll be before the summer is out, or the beginning. Let me see, before the summer is out. Hopefully it'll be then. Yeah, for the
When
full.
what else do we have coming up? Because you are a very busy woman.
These are actually everything that we've discussed so far. Those are the things that I have coming up. Like I'm trying to make sure that I am constantly doing what I need to do and making sure that in the seasons where I am quote unquote resting, that I'm actually doing things. So right now I'm doing everything that I can so that by the time a new season comes in, we talk about some more stuff, you know. So right now, like I said, working on my health. I want to be able to be an encouragement to other women that have faced the same thing that I actually have faced as far as having surgery when it comes to gastric bypass or any other surgery, weight loss surgery, because some people make you feel a little bit bad because you had surgery and they'll be like, oh, well, that was the easy way out. And it's like, no, actually, this was the hardest one, but you know, I'll let you have it, whatever. So I am definitely in that position where I am wanting to be an encouragement to other women, and hopefully I can actually do a another, because I actually have one on the Bible app, a devotional. So in the process of kind of getting with my team so we can do a devotion or another devotional, and present some other things on that as well, and just staying in the forefront of what God would have me to do, being the worship leader at OCC. And you know, I've actually taken on a bigger role, so I'm almost sometimes kind of tired from time to time, but you know, to God be the glory for the things he has done.
Yeah. Apostle Ray Williams, does that name sound familiar to you? Ray Williams? He knows
I
you from
am not
Singapore. He's
sure.
now back in
Hello,
Dallas.
Apostle. I'm trying to make his face out. I can't see it.
But he said, "Hey, when can we expect a new album? We know that. Listen, people want your music to come out all the time. Like,
Yeah, new album. Like I said, the new album, it's actually finished. So hopefully at the top of the summer or at the end of the summer, no later than the end of the summer. We're hoping, fingers crossed, but the entire album is completely done. So yeah, I'm praying, and I'm talking about 2024, not 2025. Okay. So God be the glory for the things he's
hey,
done. Yes.
and so and we're getting close to the end. But when people think of Christina Bell, what do you want to be on their minds and hearts?
Oh, that's a really good question. When they think of Christina Bell, I would love for people to know that genuinely, I want everybody to have experienced soul salvation from Jesus Christ. Real talk. Because I've experienced it, and I experience it every day. I experience his forgiveness, and that I'm not phony, and that this is real. You know, I'm like this 24/7. You know what I'm saying? And so it's always and I also want people to know that I'm not one of those people that, you know, you're like, I don't want to meet my favorite artist because they may be having a bad day, and I don't want that to put a sour on me. But I'm not that person. Like, I'm really, really in there with you. You like, I don't feel well. My mom has taught me pray with people right then and there. You know, I'm that type of person. So hopefully we get the opportunity to experience people in that type of way, or that's what I want people to always think about when they think Christina Bell, and that, you know, I'm a great singer and gospel artist, and I really, really love God, genuinely, for real, and I love his people.
And it comes off that way. We see it, we feel it, we sense it. in your presence. I can speak for myself as I have met this.
Absolutely.
I have. Okay, one crazy question. All right, thoughts on Ty Tribb's recent comments about the institution of church being whack?
Nothing. I have no thoughts.
Because you don't think church is whack, correct?
That part. But I don't think that he said that. But, I'm not going to get into that because that ain't my place. I have learned my lesson. To God be the glory, people. Not going to get me. No.
I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to.
Christina didn't say nothing. Ty, I didn't say nothing.
Listen, the way I should have said it is like, you know what? Hey, I've heard someone say that the institution of church is whack. I mean, what do you feel about that? I'm not calling any names. I'm not calling any names. And I wasn't trying to put you in a place. Just asking the question. That's what we do. That's what we do in these interviews. That's what we do.
I do feel this way. Everybody has their own opinion about what church is, and that's for them to experience. So, whatever he said, now that's good, girl. So whatever he said, everybody has their own opinion. Their experience is their experience. And I don't take away from people's experiences. And I feel like everybody has to live through whatever their experience has been. And I, feel like we just need to make sure that we are doing church or having a sense of community the way that God wants us to, instead of the way that man wants us to. So, yeah.
That was good. You did good. I like how you did that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hey. Okay, so tell people how they can get in contact with the amazing Christina Bell.
Absolutely. So if you want to book me, go to officialchristina.com and you can book me there. Or if you would like to follow me on social media platforms, you can go to Christina_official, and that's across all social media platforms, Christina_official. And it is really me talking to people. And if you don't see the blue check mark, it's not me. But if you do, then it is. Let me see. Oh yeah, so everything is on officialchristina.com. So, as far as like even my handles and all that stuff for social media. So just go there and then it can direct you to where you need to be. Yeah.
Okay. Any last words on Christina Bell that you want to leave with the people?
You guys make sure that you check out everything Christina Bell. This Christina Bell, because it's two of us actually, but this Christina Bell right here, you can check out the other Christina Bell too, because she's a gospel artist and she's amazing as well. So, but check me out on all of your social media platforms. Make sure you get all of my music. I promise you it will bless you. I really do pray that people are healed from the things that they don't talk about. I saw that one day, and it just resonated with me, because a lot of times we don't talk about the things that are bothering us. So I really pray that we get healed from the things that we keep inside. So yeah, that's all I wanted.
Come to the Dallas area, they can hear you where?
Say it again.
If they come to the Dallas area, they can hear and see you where?
So you can always go to One Community Church, Pastors Conway and Jada Edwards. And we have Plano, the Plano location, Louisville, which is the one that I am at mostly, Prosper, Dallas, even one in Florida. And it's a whole bunch of them. So just look up One Community Church, people.
But they're trying to find you, so they need to head to Louisville.
There you go. Go to Louisville. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to thank you so much. Again, I am totally honored that you gave the yes to be on the Today Is Your Day show. And
absolutely.
I'm just blessed. I'm so honored that you even allowed me to meet you in person, to pray with you, to take a picture.
Yes. I love it.
Jam out with you. It's just been wonderful. And Christina Bell is amazing. Love her. See, I mean, telling you, fans all over the place.
Thank you.
And so y'all go to you said official Christina Bell or Christina Bell official?
No, officialchristina.com.
Officialchristina.com. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I thank you, and I thank everyone in the audience that participated. Have a great conversation with you all. And I want you to understand and know that it doesn't have to be your birthday for today to be your day.